Record. Excellent. And I'll start off with an intro. So, welcome. This is Miguel Mateo, a project manager with Team Lucin. And today on the recording, we have Carol. If you would please introduce yourself and where it is that you work and what you do there.
Yeah, sure. I'm Carol Meza, and I work at the Kimmel Center at NYU, and we host a lot of events here.
Lovely. And today we're talking about an event that we recently collaborated on, the NYU Pride event. Excuse me. Could you explain the problem that existed and why you ended up reaching out to Team Lucin or Hallucinated?
Well, the challenge that we had was we wanted to create a memorable event where we are able to showcase an educational component to our events. And we wanted to transform a room to be more of an immersive feel, and just educate in a way that's fun and new and different than the normal traditional ways. And when we reached out to your team, they made that vision come to life. So it was a rather easy process working with your team to transform this space.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's really good to hear. And it was fun to do too, especially it being my first time involved at this event. Um, could you tell me, so you explained what was needed in terms of the event. Uh, and when we look at sorry, so when we look at some more of the details of the event, what types of things were needed that had to be outsourced that you all and your team had to get access to from outside vendors?
So not only did your team assist us with making the experience of our educational room be more immersive and interesting, but also your team helped us with other vendors to provide just the feel and look that we were looking for. You partnered us with a vendor that provided us with an LED flooring and that made the transition from the immersive space into the event space more cohesive. And it went along with the theme that we were looking for. So it was very helpful to be able to work with you and someone else that you've worked with before in the past that you were able to recommend. So it made the whole process a lot easier for us to execute and plan accordingly.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'm glad you point that particular piece out. Other people that we've worked with, I know for me personally, having been involved with this team, I've loved the network. Steve and Alex have been able to grow some really great relationships,
Mhm.
and having a chance to meet a lot of these people and work with them myself, it makes sense to me why we've been able to do the things that we've done and how we've been able to enjoy it so much. 'Cause
Mhm.
all the people that we've worked with are very knowledgeable in what they do, and they're
Mhm.
all super open and communicative, which is something we like to do a lot as well. And
Mhm.
they're passionate. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that all around, from us and other vendors, things were able to be that good. Um,
Mhm.
and then I do want to jump back to stuff that you said in the first answer about making the experience impactful for the NYU community. Uh, could you share the impact that you saw it had the day of? And if you have any feedback from other people, comments you may have gotten or any feedback you received, would you mind sharing that as well?
Sure. So the purpose of our event, like I mentioned before, is to educate our community, right? In regards to the different topics and themes. But it's also an opportunity for us to celebrate as well. Much of the feedback that we received was the whole attention to detail, the decor, the vibe, the feeling, again, learning about different topics and in a way that's not traditional and something that's different. Um, Getting feedback on how the rainbow lights in the room popped up and how they learned something new. Um, and how impactful it was to see just everyone together in a space, learning about something within the LGBTQ plus community, um, but also enjoying the environment, enjoying the people that are there, enjoying the performers, enjoying um, the projections on the wall. Um, a lot of it is to create that community and that sense of belonging, and we definitely achieve that. And everyone's role, from your team with the projection to the team that brought in the lighting, from the team that, executed the catering for the event, everyone worked together in such a way that it created such a good and positive atmosphere that everybody is asking us, what event theme do you have for next year? They're already asking us about next year. So it's very exciting and very fulfilling to, create such an event that does create such a big impact in our community.
Yeah, that is awesome. I'm really, really glad to hear that. And I definitely want to commend you and the rest of the team for how it all came together also, because I know having been in the emails of finding the right silver sequin draping and
Hmm.
understanding what would need to be brought in to make that happen. Having walked through the experience like a part of the community, it really was an adventure. The
Hmm.
very first room with the projections felt like one thing, and then going through a completely covered hallway. Yeah, I
Hmm.
could only imagine what it must have felt like for people who frequent that space on the regular, because it felt like a whole new world. It was like what is it, Narnia, when they enter the wardrobe
Hmm.
and they enter a brand new
Yes.
world. So it was really, really cool.
Hmm.
And I'm glad that you all had the vision to bring these things together and put it together that way, because it really worked out well. And so if anything, how can this be improved and be a perfect 10 out of 10 event for you?
So I don't think that there's anything that could have improved. The only thing that we thought was that the LED flooring would be a lot longer than what it was. Um, but still we improvised and we actually ended up having silver foil to cover the rest of the floor and we just made it work. And then I think, you know, we're fortunate enough to work with a lot of passionate and professional people. And also, whether it's an external vendor such as yourselves or within our team as well, that we just, all right, it's not what we thought, it's not as long as it's going to be, but we're going to make it work. And, I'm just grateful for being able to have that creativity and thinking outside of the box and still making it like if I wouldn't have shared that with anyone, they wouldn't have known that we intended to have the dance floor to be longer than what it actually was. So for me, it was a 10 out of 10 either way. Um, and we achieved the goal of the event, which was to educate, and it was to have everybody feel like they belong, and to be good allies. Um, and just being good partners within our teams, our staff, and our faculty. So it was a 10 no matter what. And just looking at the feedback that we received, there's one that stood out to me where it's a new employee who said, after attending this event, I know that I made the right choice coming here because I feel like I belong. And that to me was like a cherry on top, 10 out of 10. Can't go, what else can we do to make it better? I don't think that there is anything else. So,
Yeah, that just gave me chills. That was
yeah.
extremely amazing to hear that.
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm extremely happy for that person and kudos to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any other pain points when it comes to event production at the school?
Um, no, I mean, um, we work with a lot of different people that produce a lot of events. And I think what I enjoy so much about doing the Pride event is that we do make it a point to have our events look different than our other events. There's a lot more creativity there, there's a lot more freedom there, and it's just our opportunity to showcase that, yes, we can produce a conference and we can have meetings and, fairs and things like that, but we're also able to be creative and do things in a non-traditional way where you can still, make an impact to all those that attend.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really good. And I haven't attended any other events at NYU, but yeah, this one certainly was, it certainly did wow
Hmm.
me. Yeah, and we haven't even spoken about the other elements in the ballroom. I mean, that oh, why am I blanking on the name? The disco ball dancer or
Uh-huh, the
acrobat
contortionist.
gymnast. I
Hmm.
don't, you can't even put that in a category what they were doing.
Yeah,
I don't know, that was
yeah,
really, really special.
yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, and the way that they designed menu drink was just available on the shelf. People can pick it up and go. And that
Hmm.
it was a nice display because it added to the aesthetic. But
Hmm.
I think about on the production side of it, that also saves the bartenders a lot. Because if
Yeah.
everyone were to ask for it, they'd make it constantly throughout. So just having it there ready was
Hmm.
great for pre-production, the team, and then also for the community because it's like, hey, you don't have to wait on a line to grab a drink. Here it
Right,
is, you know.
right.
So yeah, it's
Hmm.
really, really, really great stuff. I'm happy to have been a part of it.
Hmm.
I have just one last question.
Sure.
Would you recommend the service that we provided? And if so, do you have anyone in mind at the moment?
Absolutely would recommend, and we have in the past as well. This will now be my third time working with your team. And each time it just gets better and better. You always, and I said it to Steve and I said it to everyone else. It's like you guys always understand the assignment, you guys always make it come to life. It's one less stress for me to worry about. I know that you all are professional and you're passionate in what you do, and you're going to execute it the way that we talked about it, the way that we envision it. There's a lot of creativity amongst um, yourselves and with us. And I like the freedom that we're able to like talk it through. We have those production meetings of making sure that we're all on the same page and in fact, I know that there's been two other departments that have worked with you all since the first time that we worked together. So that makes us happy as well that we're able to bring you on as a vendor that anyone from within the NYU community can work with. And I definitely look forward to working on other events with you all.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Did we? Okay. Give me a few minutes. Okay, I'm almost done here, all right? Okay. Yeah, excellent. That was everything we had, Carol.
All
That
right.
super amazing. I
Okay.
appreciate the time and
All
the
right.
effort.
All right.
And like you mentioned in one of your answers too, the ability for your team to pivot with the issue of the
Mm-hmm.
distance of the floor. Yeah, I'm sure that you all must have a
Mm-hmm.
great time and have just good working relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I would before working with Steve in his company. I have worked at in higher ed, and I've worked in nonprofit with different youth development
Mm-hmm.
organizations, and I've been in some environments where people are just it's too selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, seeing all hands on deck that day, and with what you shared now, and how there's a goal especially for events, like make them different, make them impactful, make people feel like they belong. I'm sure that everyone on your team has that within them, and
Mhm.
it's not just a work related thing. So it makes the work relationships that much better. So,
Yeah.
I'm super proud of you all, and I thank you all for inviting us to be a part of it. Yeah, keep doing amazing things.
Thank you. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Miguel. It was a pleasure working with you. Like I said, we're all looking forward to working with you all again.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Sounds
All
good.
righty then.
All right.
You
Thank you so
take care.
much.
Yes,
Bye.
sir.